Hey guys, how are you? Bonjour. So today we are going to be doing a Guerlain haul. I actually got all of this Guerlain products quite a while ago, and I've been wearing it, so I almost feel like hauls and reviews are almost better when you talk about products that you've worn for a while, you've had experiences in, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So you guys have already seen some of these in some of my other videos, such as this little baby guy we have right here. This is the passion fruit Guerlain. I believe it's the passion fruit. It's either passion flower, passion fruit, maybe it's pomegranate. Now I'm like doubting myself. This one is hard to read, basically. But you guys have seen this in other videos. You've probably seen this one in other videos. This is the Flora Salvagia. You've probably seen the MON Guerlain Rose in another video. So this one is Bloom of Rose, sorry. So this is the MON Guerlain Bloom of Rose. And you've probably seen the original. So this is the original MON Guerlain, which you can tell I wear quite a bit. So this one is La Petite Robe Noir. And this one is Little Black Dress. It smells so good. I knew when I went into the Guerlain store that I eventually wanted to buy this one. I just did not do it at the first sniff, first whiff. I was like, I'll wait on it. But I'm so glad that I went back and ended up getting this one because it is absolutely divine. I love all these fragrances. So we're gonna talk about like my favorites in order and a little bit about like what they're appropriate for, when they're appropriate, and like who would enjoy these fragrances. So get your coffee, get your tea, get your whatever it is that you need. I have my water in one of my running mugs from the Citrus 5K. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I'm doing a horrible job at it today. So this little guy is actually Passiflora, and this one is a very strong orange note. It's like a crisp orange, kind of juicy kind of scent. Upon first like spray, or when you first put it on skin, there's almost this kind of menthol quality that I noticed. It's almost like this really intense, something that I don't necessarily like in a perfume. I've smelled it in other scents before, but it's almost kind of this like medicinal, kind of smells like cough syrup in a way, but that kind of dissipates after a couple minutes of wearing it. And it just dries down to this really green, very orangey, very passion fruity type of scent. This would be perfect for someone who's going on like a tropical vacation. Maybe you're going on a cruise, or you're going somewhere like Puerto Rico or Costa Rica, or somewhere where you just want to be fresh. Maybe you're going to San Tropez and you want something fresh while you're in the sun, drinking your crisp white wine. And this kind of comes to mind when I think of that. The notes are gonna be grapefruit, lemon, bergamot, mandarin orange, so very crisp, very fresh, very young orange, and aldehydes. And I think the aldehydes are really what created that first impression for me. Aldehydes to me can go one of two ways. I don't always like aldehydes, and that's kind of what I was picking up on when I first sprayed it. The middle notes are passion fruit, a water note, so it's very fresh, orange blossom, so it's very sweet, very fresh, but it's still very green. And then there is green notes and ylang ylang with a white musk base. To be honest, you really don't smell too much of the musk. It does dry down to be a little bit more musky, but through and through, I would say this is more of like a green, fresh citrus. If you are a citrus lover, this would be one that would probably grow pretty quickly to be one of your top favorites for summer. It is just a very beautiful citrus, and I love the bottle on these. I just think the bottle is so beautiful, especially for being a sample bottle. I just think it's absolutely stunning. The next one we're going to speak about is one that actually I have talked about before in videos, and this is the Aqua Allegria collection, and it's Flora Salvagia. And this one I have worn quite a bit. So you can see I've made quite a dent in this guy. It's so fresh, it's so pretty, and it's really, really good for spring, summer. I would say that this is one of the perfect summer scents. It is more of a natural compound, And the cool thing about this too is this launched in 2021. I feel like not a lot of people are wearing this. It is newer to the Guerlain collection. And it's just a very interesting fragrance. It's not like other fragrances that I smell that are fresh. It has a very interesting profile. So the notes in here are gonna be watery notes. So you do get that really crisp kind of water with the violet. The violet's very intense in here. That's like one of the first things I pick up. You have to be a violet lover, but a lot of violets I notice can be powdery or they can be kind of too sweet. They can kind of fall into kind of a gourmandy type fragrance or kind of a lipsticky fragrance. This I noticed it doesn't have any of those qualities. It's very fresh through and through. So it has violet, melon, wildflowers, which kind of gives it that twist. And then the middle notes are a solar note, jasmine, orange blossom. And then the base notes again are gonna be violet, iris. So you do get a little bit of that powdery and then white musk. But this is truly like such a freshie. This one is so fresh and so pretty and so crisp and so clean. It almost smells like fresh skin. Like you just got out of the water and you were bathing in like a violet bath and there's just flowers floating in the water and you had candles lit and you just get out and you go to the beach and your hair's still kind of wet and beachy. That's the vibe I get from this. It is so pretty. I think this is for any violet lover who wants a spring summer scent that stays true to their favorite scent profile. So now we are at MON Guerlain, and I knew as soon as I heard the notes that were inside of MON Guerlain, and I actually watched a couple reviews on this perfume, and I knew I had to go smell it, and I knew I had to buy a bottle. And it's funny because when I bought a bottle, I was like, I feel like I've owned this perfume before, and I'm pretty sure this is one that I actually used to wear, because it just smells so familiar. Like upon first whiff, like I sprayed it and I was like, this is like coming home. I don't know if you've ever had that experience when you've sprayed a scent and you've maybe previously worn it, or you knew someone who previously worn it and it just smells comfortable. It feels like you're just like coming back to a memory. And so this is like definitely a favorite of mine. I think the bottle is just classic. It's very classy. It's very beautiful. It looks good out on the nightstand. And the notes inside of this one are going to be lavender. So it's going to be French lavender, sambac jasmine, sorry, not rose, sambac jasmine, sandalwood, and vanilla. And so this one has kind of this like gourmandy type quality, but not really. It's more of like a very ultra feminine, sexy, classy, sophisticated, just absolutely stunning fragrance. I mean, this one truly is one that I delight in wearing, and I'm not gonna spray it over my water. But oh my god, this one just smells so incredible. I love Guerlain's MON Guerlain. So the bottle is called a quadrilobe bottle, and it was actually made in 1908. So it has a history. This perfume, you know, it has a classic, timeless quality to it that you don't always find with newer perfumes and newer flankers. So MON Guerlain Bloom of Rose came out in 2019. That's this guy right here with the red adornment near the cap. There is the MON Guerlain Intense, and I feel like the bottles look very similar, but they are not. They are quite different, in fact. But this one is just absolutely beautiful. This was actually the first one I bought, and then when I went back, I had to buy the MON Guerlain Original when I bought the little black dress perfume. This one has notes that are citrus and lavender. Middle notes are going to be neroli, Bulgarian rose, and jasmine sambac, with the Tahitian vanilla and the sandalwood. And this one is just, it's so pretty, you guys, with that rose added in there. I just absolutely love this one. It's hard to tell which one I like better. I think I like the classic MON Guerlain, but just for a fun spin of events and for something different and maybe a little bit more spring summer, I would maybe lean towards grabbing the rose, the Bloom of Rose, just because it's a little bit different. Maybe if I was going to a wedding or something where I don't want to be so sexy, I would probably reach for this one. I mean, it's still hot, it's still sexy, but it's just, you have to see where I don't have scent on. it's just different. Like this one has like almost a little bit more playful, a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more mature, not so like heaty and sexy. Like when I wear this, I think of almost kind of like wearing this with lingerie in the bedroom. Like that's how sexy this can be. Whereas this one's a little bit more daytime, a little bit more office appropriate. It definitely has like a crisp rose that comes through the top. It's not so sexy and sugary and sweet. And it's not so heaty. It's more pretty, like pretty. Like there's a difference between sexy and pretty, and it's kind of like the difference between this one and this one. This one's sexy, this one's pretty. So between the two of them, I like both of them so much for different reasons. But you know, for daytime, I would probably go with this and then spray this on maybe for night, like date night, or you know, if I was going out with my husband, or you know, if it's, you know, fun time, whatever, that would be this guy right here. This one's more sensual. This one's more like true, like, ooh, who is that lady? I mean, you can always want to change up your perfume, you know, depending on your mood. So like if you're feeling that sexy vibe, or if you're feeling you need that sexy boost, maybe put a little bit of this on. But if you're feeling you just want something very ultra feminine, ultra pretty, very like neutrally received, like where people are gonna be like, oh, that's just very, very beautiful, very elegant, I would go for Bloom of Rose. And I don't know if they're still making it or selling it in store, but it's just a really good classic staple in my opinion. So this one is the Le Petite Rose Noir. It is such a beautiful fragrance. I thought the bottle looked a little bit young to me with the dress in there. I was like, I don't know about that. But it's actually a really gorgeous bottle. It has like a little bit of a fabric around the top of the lid. It's a really pretty lid. It's a pretty bottle when it's out on your countertop, I think. And this fragrance, you guys, is so sexy. It is so like Parisian sexy hot woman in a black dress. It really truly is. It's the little black dress of perfume, in my opinion. It's completely warm. It kind of oozes a confidence that it's just like the person who's wearing this, you know she's confident, you know she's bold, but she still has this warmth about her, like this like seductive warmth. It's just a really truly beautiful fragrance, and I feel like when I'm wearing this, I just feel sexy. I feel like this is an easy grab and go. This is like a true designer grab and go. It kind of reminds me of like Carolyn Herrera, Good Girl in a way. This one, the notes are going to be definitely rose. It's a very, very strong rose, but it has a lot of warm notes that warm it up. I'm going to pull up the notes for you guys. So obviously the first is rose. There's a couple different types of rose in here, so it's not like anything that's really crisp. It's actually more of like a warmer, sensual rose. The next is going to be black cherry combined with almond, red berry, and bergamot. This has like a gourmand type scent to it, but it's really not overly gourmand. It does have this beautiful finish though. It's a very sweet, kind of sensual, sexy finish, in my opinion. This is something that you could wear date nights, but you can also still wear this to the office, and I think it's totally appropriate. You just maybe wear a little bit more when you're going out on your date. Who this would be for is someone who wants like a sexy, like easy grab and go. This is something that really truly you cannot go wrong with. This is something that I would wear summer, fall, winter, spring. It's really just such a beautiful fragrance. It's so warm, it's so inviting, it's a compliment getter. This is something that just, you, when you're wearing it, you're just like, oh my god, in heaven. Like every time I spray this, I'm just like, I cannot get enough of this fragrance. It just smells so, so good. I was addicted from first whiff at the boutique. It just smells so incredible. And I do love how the top is an upside down heart. I think that is such a cute touch to the bottle. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really great timeless fragrance. I think this was actually a fragrance that dates back quite a bit, if I'm not wrong. So this is something that people have been wearing for a really long time, and I'm sure changes have been made, but it just smells so incredible, and I could see this being a timeless classic. This could be something that I buy bottle and bottle and bottle and bottle of and never get sick of. It's truly just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance.